Now, before we delve too far into the XML world, let's kind of step back a minute, and I want to talk to you about the Expanding XML Universe. XML, we've already talked about, is a self-describing markup language. This thing does some cool magic for us. It lets us transfer data between computers and computer systems, regardless of what platform they're on, regardless of what language they're written in, and so forth. This is some fabulous stuff. However, when XML first came out, and was first mentioned, everybody was like, oh, this is cool. Then more and more X-type acronyms continued to show up. Right now, if you walk in your local bookstore every 2 or 3 weeks, it seems, there's another 1,000-page book out there with some sort of X acronym on it, and has to do with XML. The main one that you're going to see in this course is XSL, and that is the Extensible Style Sheet Language. Now, this one can easily be divided into 2 pieces. Now, a lot of times out there, let me warn you, you'll see these acronyms all intermingled without any apparent relationship between them, and for the most part you don't have to worry about it, but I want to show it to you here so that you'll kind of see the relation between these things. Within the XSL family of languages, there's XSLT. Now, this is the one you will probably use most, and I say probably because it depends really on what you're doing with XML, but it means the Extensible Style Sheet Language Transformations, because we will use XSLT to more or less take an XML document, apply an XSLT query, if you will. Query is not really a good word, but it's the best one to understand it. And we will tell it to use this query to reference the original XML document and create a new resulting document based on that query in our XSLT transformation sheet. So you'll see this quite a bit later on in the course. Then there's XSLFO. The FO means formatting objects. XSLFO exposes the document to it, or lets us get at the document down to a more granular level than cascading style sheets, and we can do a lot more with the document from a formatting standpoint easier than you can with cascading style sheets. Now, cascading style sheets are apparently still the standard. XSLFO, as a matter of fact, is still not supported by most of the browsers and so forth. So most people are still using cascading style sheets, but XSLFO will eventually move in and kind of take over the universe in that area. Also, under XSLT and XSLFO is XPath. Now, XPath is the actual language that we use to write the queries or write the formatting objects. Now, this is a bit confusing, so let me make sure I say this right. XML really is a self-describing markup language, or it's a self-describing language for data. It really represents more, if you want to think of it, database data in a hierarchical format, in a text file. XPath allows us to programmatically go through that document and parse it, if you will. So XPath is the language that we use to write our queries in that lets us parse through these documents. Now, you'll also hear about XLink. XLink is hypertext links on steroids, if you will. XLink lets you link between XML documents, just like you can use your hrefs, your hypertext links between HTML documents. Now, one thing though you need to understand, in the XML world with XLink, not only can you link to a document, but you can link back to the document you came from very easily, or link to a different document. So you got a little bit more functionality with XLink. Then there's XPointer. This works hand in hand with XLink because XPointer allows us to link to a certain place. And in reality, in XML, we don't link to another document. We link to a particular point in another document. So a lot of control there. So if I want to direct you to another page to give you more information, I don't just throw you at the page and let you find it. I take you straight to the point in that page where I want you to go. So if we go out to the W3C site, what I'll do is just tab out there. You'll notice on the W3C site, down the left side here, you can see all the XML stuff that's out here. Now here's the original XML. You'll notice there's XForms, I didn't mention that, XML base, binary, XML encryption, key, XML query. It continues to go on and on and on. XPath you see there. What I would suggest you do is come out to this site and look around on this stuff. And then notice right here XML key management, XKMS. Now come out here, look around, make sure you keep up with what's going on. This is fabulous reading. Okay, I've already mentioned if you have trouble sleeping, come out here and read some of this stuff. It'll take care of the problem. But use w3.org, W3C, as your beginning point on learning more and more about these various acronyms and technologies that you're going to see showing up around the XML world.